Welcome back, Gypsies. This Monday's upload is our Based on a True Creepy Story, where I share a creepy story based on real-life experiences. If you're new and passing through, I do hope you consider joining our free spirited tribe by hitting that subscribe button and come through time to time for some freestyle content. Now, let's get into our creepy story, which is sponsored by Chills Down the Spine. Once upon a horrific time, a YouTuber named Danny uploaded nature-watching videos to her channel called Still Life. She had at least 50 videos of nature scenes in her local park, vacation spots, and her own backyard patio. One terrible day, she began filming a new video of her deck where the birds played in her fountain and the birdhouses. She opened the glass sliding door and set up her tripod just behind the screen door. Danny sat on her love seat, then put her phone on silent so any notifications wouldn't interfere with recording, and played on her phone while the camera recorded the backyard scene. At one point, she got a call and left the room to talk to her friend in the hallway bathroom. Danny and her friend spent about 10 minutes on the phone goofing and making plans to meet up at the movies as soon as Danny was done recording. Danny let the camera record about 5 minutes more, then turned it off, locked the back door, grabbed her bag and keys, and headed to meet her friend. She returned from the movies and dinner hours later when it was dark. Going into her room to change, she realized her camera was sat on her desk. Danny didn't remember putting her camera in here, but she was rushing and maybe she just forgot. She showered, changed, and sat down to review, add her signatures, and upload the video. 5 minutes in, Danny's stomach dropped. She got queasy, and every inch of her flesh began to hot flash sweat. She was watching a tall man enter her screen door quietly and walk out of view into her home. He must have snuck in while she was chatting on the phone with her friend. Panicking, Danny grabbed her phone and keys off of her bed and headed to the hall. Her plan to sprint out the front door was thwarted by a tall, shadowy figure stood blocking the exit in the dark. She turned towards the back patio doors, and her heart sank. The intruder had stacked and pushed the majority of her living room furniture in the way, blocking the large glass doors. She heard his footsteps start towards her, and Danny darted into the hallway bathroom she assumed the intruder had just emerged from, locking the door quickly behind her. He banged on and kicked at the door. She knew it wouldn't be long before he busted the frame or door in. Luckily, there was a small window in the bathroom. However, the intruder had nailed it shut. Danny didn't care. She was getting out of this house. She picked up her hairdryer and swung at the glass window pane until it broke, while the intruder rushed frantically at the door. Danny struggled up into the window frame, breaking the toilet roll holder, trying to get leverage, but continually kicking and wriggling frantically. Screaming as she wrestled her body through the tight opening, raking her skin across pieces of glass, she realized the banging on the door had stopped. She continued to scream as the front door opened and the intruder stepped out. Fortunately, some brave and curious neighbors did as well. They noticed what was happening and ran to help her as the intruder ran in the opposite direction towards the back of her home to the woods. The cops were called and the woods were searched, but the intruder was never found. For the next 3 months, Danny stayed at her friends and relatives until her lease was up. Then she moved. She still uploads, but she never leaves her camera unattended. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you liked the story. Comment any creepy camera, picture, or video experiences you've had below, and come through again. If you can, also check out my Instagram page of my published stories at Gypsy Boosh Pub on Instagram, and read some free pages on Amazon. Also check out my blog, emilywalker.wordpress.com, for some other stories. Until next time, later, Gypsies.